Hey everyone, Lonnie here. This week I'm working on my 5th video on creating shop space. Space in our workshops is something most of us can use, and in some cases we have it. It's just either disorganized or we've got clutter in it. I'm going to work on 2 areas today which will increase my space dramatically. I'm going to relocate one of my main tools, my drill press, just to make it more accessible and set it at a more comfortable height, and create a temporary wood rack storage system for my small, medium-sized lumber that I kind of have a surplus of right now, and when my supply runs low I can simply move it to my overhead racks and disassemble the rack and put the pieces away until I need it again. So let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to do is remove the drill press to the other side of the room, get a different height. I'd like to lower it. I made an error when I built the stand for it here, and I'll probably move all my bits over beside it, and that will free up this wall for storage of more hand tools. But I have to address the problem down below. The problem I have, and it's kind of a nice problem from time to time, is I've got a surplus of wood. I've got a small shelf back there that's very small actually, that all this is supposed to sit on. I'm actually using my vise stand to hold everything back. I've got enough of it right now, it's spilling forward, making access to some of my hand tools and my drill press a little difficult. But I'd like to get this out of here and organized. I've removed that, and later on sometime I can possibly wheel my planer over here to keep it out of the way. Now this section here is just where I seem to have piled stuff. I don't utilize it correctly. Keep welder, a couple of floor jacks, and my planer over here, a few things hanging on the wall. Got a shelving unit up there that I'm eventually going to redo, but I'm not worried about that today. So my first step is going to be clean all this out and relocate my drill press. Alright, I've got the space cleaned out. I'm going to go ahead and remove some screws from the walls, decide on what my new height for my drill press is, and I'll get it moved in here, and then I can start on my smaller wood rack. Now when you're doing projects like this, it helps to plan ahead. I already know my welder is going to go underneath the tabletop for my radial arm saw, and probably the next video I'll be redoing my planer. I've got this cleaned out. I'm going to keep some storage space over there for my small sheet goods. I'm going to have the shelving probably on a French cleat system with the hopes that it'll hold up. And I'm not going to extend it out any further than what my drill press is, that way I'm not hitting it with my shins. So I'll get this prep done, go ahead and move the drill press, and we'll see what we got from there. Alright, now I've got my drill press relocated. I got it at what I'm hoping is a much better working height for me. I'm not going to give exact measurements because ergonomics depends on your height, and it is your shop. Some people like to work up higher, some a little down lower, but hopefully this will work out better for me. I put all my bits back here. I didn't like it before because they were kind of dropped below the table of the drill press. Now I have easy access to them. I've already hung my 45 jig up on the wall over there primarily because it fits. And one of my router jigs, actually my favorite one, I just hang right up here. Now I utilize every inch of storage I can get. Little shop helpers, sit right back there. If they get a little debris on them, it won't hurt. Extra push blocks, right there. They're out of the way. They're handy if I need them. I got my 2 floor jacks over here. The handles fit nice and neat behind the tabletop. I can pull them out with ease if I need to. And they're just far enough out where, other than a chance of stubbing my toes, they shouldn't be in the way. Now this leaves me with this area right down here. And like I said, I'm still going to use some small sheet good storage over here, and I could move those toolboxes down a little bit if I want to. So I'm going to just attempt a French cleat system. That way, if I run out of wood or if my supply is down, same thing essentially, I just take the adapters off and I have that space to store other stuff. Alright, I've done started hanging my French cleats, making certain I know where my studs are. It can vary from house to house. I've made a mark on this side to help line up the top cleat, and a mark right here, if you can see it, where my stud is. Now when I position these, I want to put them a little ways apart. Make sure they're level. Go up a little higher if I want, but I think they'll be adequate enough height. That's all there is to that. Alright, I have a stop block set up here at 10 centimeters or approximately 4 inches. That's the length I'm going to cut the first part of this cleat with. Now I'm doing this out of MDF. Once again, I have an ample supply of it. Make sure you have all ignition sources turned off and some sort of breathing protection, because MDF dust is not good for you. And hearing protection if you're going to run a saw. Now the top of my drill press table, or the outer edge of it, is going to be how I determine my length. I'm approximately 49.5 centimeters or 19.5 inches. I do not want my racks to come past this. That way I don't trip or hit my shins on them, and they should fit nice and neat underneath here. Alright, now this is 3/4 inch or 2 centimeter MDF. It is already 49 centimeters or 19.5 inches. So just by luck, this is as wide as I need it. I've already marked the halfway mark. I'm just going to do that to make it easier to handle. Essentially what I want is hooks. I'll come in 5 centimeters or approximately 2 inches. That should give me enough girth for what I want. One side I'll cut down probably just a little lower. I'll cut it at approximately 20 centimeters. Keep from breaking my cup. All this in the middle will just simply be cut away, and that'll be my hook. I'll do the same thing to the other side, cut them out, and then we'll attach everything. Now when you get done, you'll literally have just a big hook. put this down here to hopefully keep boards from falling off the edge. If it holds up, more than likely I'll stack boards on top of it. But we'll just have to see how strong it is. So let's put this thing together. Start with our plates. Put them in there. We'll use some sort of straight edge just to line them up. I'll mark the centers of them. I want the top to be level right about there. That way I can put stuff underneath of it. Now to make this quick, I'm actually just going to use a little hot glue on it. A little on the top, a little on the bottom. Get up there before it starts running too far. Center it, push it up just a bit. I'm going to sink a screw through the back of this, but this just really gives it a little extra support and makes it so much easier. Oh, you dirty son of a gun. I came down a little bit. I'll slide the next set in right beside it. Do the exact same thing. All right, now we're going to use a 7/64 bit, and we're just going to drill a pilot hole in the backs of all of these, right dead center. That way we can sink one screw. I'm going to use 1 5/8 or 41 millimeter wood screws. I'm going to countersink them so they sit flush, and that should make them secure enough to hold onto the wall. It's real simple. I'll just find approximately center, making sure I don't get into the countersink. I'll do the same thing on the other three. When you're all done, you got racks that can be put up or taken down as needed. They stay out of the way of my other work areas, and I even have some storage space underneath of them, providing they actually hold up to a load of wood. I'm going to spread them out to a good distance here. Let's load it up and see if it works or not. Well, that looks pretty good so far. As you can see, by moving the drill press out of here and the wood pile, I've opened this area up. I've got my welder stored in a nice safe place underneath here. Most of the dust goes behind it. Got my router table here. Now I've got some modifications to do to my planer yet, and it will eventually just set here. All this stuff is on wheels so I can roll it in and out as needed. I've got more wall space there. I can probably extend my shelving for tools. And it just looks a whole lot better and feels a lot more open. This is a little more organized. To be perfectly honest, I'm still expecting an epic fail, but it seems to be holding nice now, and it is supporting a good deal of weight. All my bits are easier to get to, and this is a more comfortable height. Only problem I found so far is I did have some little bends at the end of this. I'm going to have to relocate them, but other than that, still got another little space here I can open up, plenty of storage, and I even had to slide some wood underneath because I really don't want it falling off on my feet. But I think this looks so much better and is a better use of space. Now the inspiration for this project came from this project. The original French cleat video. I created myself a little work desk, drawers, storage for small power tools underneath of it, chalkboard, and I've actually, I don't know if it can be seen, got a bookshelf on top. I usually keep it so full it's unusable, which got me to thinking this is holding up so good, I wonder if it will work with wood. Well, that concludes this video. I still about half expect that to be an epic fail, but it seems to be holding so far. I'll keep you posted, or if you suddenly see a pile of wood over there, you know it fell. I'd like to thank you for taking time to watch and ask that you please like and subscribe. Thank you.